All right, today we're diving into something called the 60-day, 10,000 step Odyssey. And look, this isn't just some fitness log or a simple workout plan. No, this is about what happens when a really simple goal gets stretched out over time and turns into a full-blown personal epic. Let's get into it. So, it all kicks off with this one number, 10,000. It's clean, it's a nice round number, and it's the daily step goal we've all heard about a million times. On the surface, it seems pretty straightforward, right? It's a target you can literally just count your way to. Okay, but then you throw in this second number, 60, as in 60 days, 2 whole months, and all of a sudden that simple daily goal gets a whole lot more complicated. This isn't just about having one good day anymore. This is about a serious, sustained commitment. And that right there is the core question we're digging into. What really happens when you chain those two numbers together? When a daily chore, a fitness task, completely transforms into this long, winding, challenging quest? In other words, when does a walk around the block become an odyssey? Every journey like this starts with what you might call the call to adventure. And the first part of us to answer that call? Let's call it the planner. You know this voice. For the planner, this whole thing is just a logistics problem. It's about scheduling, finding the right shoes, and just executing. The mindset is basically, how hard can this really be? Just put one foot in front of the other. You know, the choice of the word odyssey is so intentional here, and it's super important. This isn't just a challenge or a program. An odyssey, by its very definition, is long, it's eventful, it's adventurous. This word alone tells us that the road from day 1 to day 60 is going to be filled with a lot more than just steps. So the planner, full of confidence, steps out the door. But, of course, like any real adventure, the moment you cross that threshold from thinking about it to actually doing it, well, that's when the real story begins. The initial excitement is there for sure, but it really doesn't take long for the first doubts to start creeping in. Oh yeah, this slide just nails that internal battle, doesn't it? It's like you've got this little character on one shoulder, the planner, who's still in dreamland, thinking, oh, this will be great. Nice, easy walks, I'll catch up on all my podcasts, steady progress. But then on the other shoulder, this new voice pops up. Let's call it the doubter. And the doubter's voice gets loud. It sees the reality, the rain, the same boring streets, and that nagging, looming question. Seriously, where am I supposed to find the time for this every single day? And that leads us right into the belly of the beast, the real test, the ordeal, the grind. This is that long, difficult middle part where all the novelty is gone, it's completely worn off, but the finish line still feels a million miles away. This, right here, is where the temptation to just give up is at its absolute peak. And you can really see how this ordeal plays out on a timeline. Around day 7, the honeymoon is officially over. The shine is gone. By day 21, everyone says a habit is formed, but it still feels like a total chore, right? Then, day 30. Ugh, the halfway wall. You've come so far, but you realize you have to do the exact same thing all over again. It's the absolute peak of the grind. But if you can push through that, something shifts. Around day 45, it starts to feel automatic. And man, this quote just hits the nail on the head. The physical part, sore feet, being tired, that's manageable. The real monsters, the ones you have to fight every single day, are the excuses. I'm too tired. It's raining. I'll make it up tomorrow. That's the real battle you have to win. But if you can push through that wall, something pretty amazing happens. You reach what you might call the revelation. This is the big turning point where the journey stops being about the numbers on your watch and starts to reveal its true, much deeper purpose. The goal completely flips on its head. Hitting 10,000 steps isn't the point anymore. It just becomes the vehicle. The real prize isn't seeing that number light up on a screen. It's everything else you stumble upon along the way, simply because you forced yourself to be out there, moving, thinking, and just observing. And this is where a third character steps onto the stage, the sage. This is the part of you that's been through the grind and now sees the bigger picture. The sage starts to notice all these unexpected treasures. That incredible, dedicated mental headspace you get every day, discovering a new park or a cool street in your own neighborhood. You get this whole new sense of what consistency actually feels like. And maybe most surprisingly, these little creative breakthroughs that seem to come out of nowhere. These are the rewards the pedometer can never, ever count. Which brings us to the end of our 60-day odyssey, the transformation. Because it's not really about finishing the challenge, it's about who you've become because of it. The journey leaves a real mark. And the wisdom you gain is something you carry with you long, long after day 60. So, what's the bottom line here? What did we actually learn? The whole experience really boils down to three simple truths. Number one, the real challenge was always about consistency, never about intensity. Two, the biggest, most valuable benefits, things like mental clarity or new ideas, are the ones you can't even measure. And three, the journey itself changes the destination. You start out thinking you want one thing, but you discover what you were really looking for along the way. And that really just leaves us with one final thought for you. Look, this odyssey started with 10,000 steps, but it could be absolutely anything. It could be writing one page a day, meditating for just 10 minutes, learning one new word in another language. So I guess the real question is, what's your 10,000 step question? What's that small, simple thing you could do every day that might just turn into an epic journey of your own?